So about a year ago, a client of ours brought some pieces in, a number of pieces of jewelry as well as other pieces of furniture and smaller items. One of the pieces was a charm bracelet that had a number of charms on them, multiple different gold ones, and one of them was a coin, or what I thought might have been a coin. But I knew enough to do some research because at that point I didn't know what this coin was. So about a year in the making, we had to go through a bunch of different steps, authenticate it, reach out to other collectors that we know, and turns out that yes, this ended up being authenticated as a real coin from 1604 from an Islamic ruler in India, produced for 1 month, Mughal Emperor Akbar. A silver version of this coin sold for $140,000 US in 2010. And so at that point, then we knew that we had something really special on our hands.
Where does this rank, as far as we know, in terms of the value of coins?
Well, this would be probably one of the more expensive Indian gold coins out there that have ever sold, or Indian coins in general that have sold. As far as I know, it's probably one of the most expensive Indian coins that have ever sold in recent history.
Okay. And how do you characterize, so you do this for a living, you try and find like little diamonds in the rough, right? That's what appraisers do. Where does this kind of rank in the kinds of things that you've done over the years?
So this would be the most expensive piece that I've found so far for a client, value-wise as well as interest-wise too.
Yeah. I mean, there must have been at some point that kind of magic moment where you kind of heard over the phone and just kind of went, wow.
Yeah, so the bidder that I had on the phone, he wanted me to start it at $150,000. And at that point I knew that we had something special going on, and I was hopeful that the price would go up a lot more, which it ended up doing. And so it sold for $420,000, but we also charged a 20% buyer's premium on that. So that means that it sold for $504,000 Canadian, so just under $500,000.
Wow. So, and without really careful attention to this coin, it might very well have just stayed on the bracelet.
Absolutely. It could have easily have only sold for, I think it was $8,000 is what the charm bracelet ended up selling for. So then at that point, who knows what might have happened? You know, it may very well have ended up being sold again, or it could have ended up being sold as scrap metal down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
It could have ended up being melted, and
You must have had one happy client.
very happy client on both ends.
Christine, your bidder at $420,000, and it's sold. Well done. That is a new world record for an Indian coin at auction. Anyway, well done.